Hello and welcome back. I'm back from having a little break, which was well needed after months and months of work on the GTE, the SRI, the GSI. Anyway, it's time to crack on with the GSI. Finally gathered some motivation. I need to move forward with the bodywork while the weather's good, as I want to get the front end back on its wheels, the car spun round and strip the back end before I even think of trying to get it running. I want to get the fuel tank back on and all that kind of stuff, but not putting a freshly painted fuel tank on, which I haven't done yet, onto a underside of a car which is a bit scabby. But before I can do any of that, I need to get the front wings on, and I can't get the front wings on yet because they're a little bit rotten. If you look down the bottom here, where it curls round and goes underneath the side skirt and under the sill, it's starting to become a little bit porous, shall we say. So the plan is both wings are exactly the same. Generally the condition of them is good. Running up the side there was just some slight surface corrosion, which is nothing to worry about. Yeah, but yeah, down there what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it here first, just follow that line. Hopefully the metal's good enough there. It looks good enough on the back side. So yeah, that's the plan. Cut that off, fabricate a new piece today, and do both wings today. And if I've got enough time, I might even try and get some paint on today, but the weather's just about right for it. So we're heading into winter now, aren't we? So need to take advantage of this weather, what we've got left, what I can paint in. As you know, I paint outdoors near enough, so one neighbour's having a drop gear put in as well, if you can hear that noise. Typical, eh? Right, let's crack on. You can see the inside there, very scabby. Yes. So I've knocked up a couple of plates like that. Should do the trick. Put some little indentations like it has on the original, but I didn't put there's like a metal bit goes along there. Didn't bother with that. I started to, and then I thought, well, it doesn't need it. I don't think so anyway. So we'll see when we weld it on. And there's the second one I made. So yeah, should do the trick. So we're just going to weld that on there. Hopefully it'll weld on without blowing holes. We shall see. Right, let's get some magnets on this to hold it in place and get it welded up. Fingers crossed. it's welded. It might not be the prettiest weld in the world. That groove is already there. Right, let's get the second one welded on. We'll have to say I had a much better weld on that. That's much neater, just by simply having the plate closer to the wing. It's penetrated perfect. I had a little bit of a gap on the last one, like you're supposed to, and it just kept blowing holes. But that, it's much better. That's perfect. Right, let's give that a little grind back. Right, what I've also done is I've covered any bare bits of metal with etch primer and then stone chipped the entire inside of the wing to protect it in the future. Same on this one, all the bits where it makes contact with the car and all the exposed bits inside. And there's where my weld was, along there. So yeah, it's all stone chipped. So what I'm going to do now, get the wings mounted on the car, off them up, make sure they're still fitting correctly, and then I'll start prepping them properly. Bit of sanding on the bare bits of metal, and bit of body filler. Easy to do while they're bolted to the car. While they're rolling around on a bench or on the floor, bit awkward to work with. So get them bolted up and have a play then. So the wings are now fitted, test fitted, lining up alright. I mean, it's slightly low there, but it doesn't matter. It's not a final fitment. It's looking pretty good. I just dropped a little bit of filler over here because it was slightly pitted from some surface corrosion, which was all treated. But I've dropped a bit of filler on the underside there just to cover the weld, even though you'll never see it. Again, on the front of the wing here, slightly pitted. Dropped a little bit of filler on. Not bad though at all. Around the other side, it's all good. Nice and smooth. Again, same here. A little bit of surface corrosion and dropped a bit of filler on there. So wait for that to dry and then sand it down. Bit of 120, 240, 320, and then get some 2K black primer. Well, if that isn't making do, then I don't know what is. Got the wings set up on my Black & Decker workbench. Bit of timber, a couple of screws through the top, and a bit of wood at the back to separate them, to hold them out. So yeah, does the job. So I'll be able to get right round with my paint gun. Yeah, so basically I've sanded everything down. That filler was just needed a tiny bit just for the imperfections. It's looking good underneath there. You're not going to see it anyway. So yeah, all good. Front of the wing, lovely and smooth now. Round the other side. Again, just give it a bit of sanding, bit of filler on the edge here, just to get them imperfections. There's a little tiny bit there which the high build will fill that, and in there. Yeah, happy with that. Right, spot on that, isn't it? Made up with that. Time to get some high build mixed up, drop it on these bottom areas. Don't need any on the top. That'll just get wet sanded with 800 and then base coat straight on it. Right, so I've got the wings all set up on my make do trestle. Just wipe them down with some panel wipe, ready to rock and roll. Bit of wood in down the middle there, just keeping them apart from each other so I can get right round the angle of the dangle. I've got some 2K primer, black, 4:1 ratio, so I'm going to mix that up in my mixing cup, add a bit of hardener, bit of thinners, in my nice cheap and nasty gun. This is only primer, so it doesn't matter, so get that mixed up, whack it on, let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow I can get the green on after I've wet sanded it. Anyway, let's crack on. I'm going to move the GTE first as well because I really don't want to be getting overspray on that. Wouldn't be a good idea with it.
Right, here we go, 4:1. Little splash of 2K thinner. Put a little bit of a standard gun wash thinner in there just to give it a little blow through because we haven't used it for a while. Okay. First coat done. Second coat done.
So the 2K black primer's gone on very nice. Happy with that. It's okay that. Spot on. My repair looks good. Happy with that. Hard to see in here. It's a nightmare when you're trying to paint as well. Need to get should put a head torch on really. But anyway, all painted. Tomorrow I'll just wet sand with some 800 wet and dry, wet, soapy water, let it dry, and then I can get the base coat on, base coat the whole wing and clear coat, and that should be done. Fingers crossed. I haven't had a disaster yet. Usually do when painting, being in the elements what I paint in, but see how it goes in the morning. Right, time for a beer. Right, so it's the next day and the paint's had time to fully harden overnight. As you can see, I've also wet sanded it. I did some of the 2-pack bits with 600 wet, just because it was, you know, obviously high build, knocks it down quicker, and then I went over it with 800 wet. But yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, happy with that. Obviously, you see it's dulled back, it's still got a sheen to it. Well, it's dulled back. Enough for the base coat to go on. I've got all my bolts for the wings down there, ready to go. Just done them an etch, and I've bought petrol fuel filler flap that I bought while I was a VBOA off one of the lads. It was for a £5 or something, but the rubber seal's gone on mine, so I've masked it up as best as I can. Rubbed it back with a grey scotch, so hopefully that'll do the trick. We shall see. It's got enough anyway. I think that's it. So the paint I've got is acrylic, jungle green. So I mix that 1:1 with some 2K thinner. Right, wish me luck. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. I just dusted that coat on because I had a horrible reaction before. Right, the base coat's turned out alright in the end. Had a bit of a drama on this bit of the arch here. A little bit of a reaction. Had some fish eyes going on along the top here. They've all gone, but as you can see, the base coat is laid down nice and smooth now. Had a reaction here as well. Nightmare. Had to let it dry, wet sand it out, and yeah, had another reaction along here. Bloody nightmare. But yeah, it's as I say, I'm no professional, I'm just having a go, and but that base coat was laid on lovely. So time to mix up the clear. Time's ticking away now. It's getting late in the day. Right, let's mix up the clear then. Right, the clear coat I'm using is U-POL System 20 Superior HS clear coat. There's the hardener. It's 2:1. So get that mixed up. Cleaned all my gun out ready as well. Ready to rock. A little bit of thinner. Right.
Once again, you don't have to be a hero with getting the clear coat on, you just put it on. Right, here we go, second coat.
So there she is with the wings bolted on. I've wet sanded them today. Some nice metallics pop in there. I've just wet sanded into that door just to get the same sort of shine. Check colour match. Obviously the two different batches of paint, so when you come to this angle they do look slightly different. The wing is slightly darker than that, than the door. When you come around this way, they look exactly the same, just the way the light refracts through the paint. But I'll do a blend into the door at some point. Bumpers on now as well, just need to do a bit of trimming around the bottom. The intercooler, silicone hoses arrived today too. And there's the other wing. It's very sunny now. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's got a couple of little fish eyes in and whatnot, but what do you expect? Painting in a dirty, dusty garage. So that's it for this week. I achieved what I set out to do. Repair the wings, paint them, fit them. Now I can move forward with getting the rest of the front end back together. Just need to trim that bumper, fit the intercooler properly. That's my next job. But yeah, the wings have turned out okay. They're not perfect. Yeah, there's little fish eyes and stuff, but as I said before, painting in the elements what I'm painting in, it's to be expected. I can't get everything perfectly clean, or at least keep it clean. It's just one of them things. But you will have seen in the video 2 coats of clear went on. Well, I actually did 3. I always do 3 because you've got scope then to wet sand right back and get any imperfections out. So the car is going to have another full 3-stage polish before it goes on the road. So you know, I can address them fish eyes at a later date and at least get to refine them a bit more. You know, it is what it is. So yeah, next I'm going to be, as I say, intercooler work, fit the turbo. Hopefully Paul will have me wheel bearings for me for the front of me, so I can get the hubs back on, drive shafts in, get it on its wheels, spin it round, and then crack on with the back end. But anyway, I'm waffling once again. That's it for this week. thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. There's plenty more to come, and I've got a few non-Vauxhall surprises coming our way as well, so stay tuned for them. Right, see you soon.
You see, a genius uses his madness, and a madman uses his genius, destruct. You see, a genius uses his madness, construct, and a madman uses his genius, destruct.